If you picture yourself drinking coffee while overlooking the water, cruising the inland waterway, or hosting long summer weekends with your entire family, Burt Lake might be exactly what you're looking for. But only if you know a few details first. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gino D'Angelo. I'm a local Northern Michigan real estate broker, and I make videos just like this one to educate you on everything you need to know about buying, selling, renting, or even staying in Northern Michigan. And if you dream of exactly what I described in the opening, quiet mornings by the water, long summer weekends, and the peace that comes with owning a slice of Burt Lake, you have come to the right place. My job is to help you make that dream a reality, but also to make sure you understand exactly what you're getting into, especially the details of living on the lake that aren't obvious from searching online. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what buying either a vacation home or a retirement home on Burt Lake is actually like. The lifestyle, the shoreline, the type of homes, and the things that buyers often miss until after they move in. But before we get started, if this type of content is your thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you never miss a video. And also drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I love to see how many people are discovering our area from other states. Burt Lake is one of the most popular lakes in all of Northern Michigan. It's big, it's clean, it's peaceful, and it's part of the inland waterway, which is one of the longest inland waterways in the entire country. For retirees, if you want peace without isolation, Burt Lake is perfect. You're close to Petoskey, Sheboygan, and Indian River. McLaren, Northern Michigan, which is one of the top hospitals in the state, is just a short drive away. You get calm mornings, wildlife, and quiet nights without giving up essential services. If you're planning on a retirement move, drop your timeline in the comments. 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. How long until you get to retire? For those of you looking to buy a vacation home, you're going to love Burt Lake for its boating, jet skiing, water skiing, and fishing. Also, marina access is an amenity that you might not even realize you need. If you want a daily updated list of homes that are available on Burt Lake, send me a message and I'll set you up with a portal that is much more accurate than Zillow. Burt Lake offers a mix of classic cottages with modern luxury homes. Quintessential cottages on Burt Lake start anywhere from $550,000 up to $900,000. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more updated, plan on spending between $1.1 and $1.8 million. And if you're looking for a luxury home, plan on spending $2 million or up. For retirees, Burt Lake has a great mix of ranch-style homes. I'm talking about main floor living and land that gently slopes to the lake. That way you don't have to worry about a ton of stairs either inside of your house or outside to get to the water, which is important because some lots on this lake can be very steep. And if getting to the water is important to you, you want to make sure you know what you're getting into. Some things to consider if you're looking for a vacation home on Burt Lake are water depth at the shore or the length of the dock. Some places on Burt Lake are very shallow, causing you to need a very long dock. If that's a deal breaker for you, it's better to figure that out sooner rather than later. Another important aspect that you may not be thinking about is sun exposure. Do you like sunsets or sunrises? Because depending on which one you pick, that will determine which side of the lake you want to be on. Another aspect that is often overlooked is parking space. If you plan on having a lot of family or friends visit your home up north, you want to make sure they have room to park. A lot of the roads that are located on Burt Lake are tight and close together to other cottages. If you plan on having a lot of people, make sure you don't pick a house that has nowhere for them to park because that could be a disaster down the road. And hey, if you found this video helpful so far, make sure you hit the like button and let me know. Now let's talk about the inland waterway. Most people that call me about Burt Lake that aren't familiar with the area don't know that it's part of the inland waterway system, which spans from Lake Huron all the way down to Crooked Lake, meaning you could take your boat from Burt Lake through the Indian River to Mullet Lake, up the Sheboygan River into Lake Huron, and depending on the boat size, even to Mackinac Island. This is a major lifestyle bonus for everyone that lives in the inland waterway. Now let's talk about the seasonal realities of living on Burt Lake. The summer is paradise. 75 degrees, no humidity, and sun almost every single day. This brings tons of locals and people who spend the day on Burt Lake. But what's really nice is Burt Lake is big enough that it never feels crowded, even with an influx of people. And of course, right after summer comes fall, what some people call local summer. There are a lot of people who live year-round on Burt Lake who boat well into September and even October. I believe it's one of the most pretty times of year to be on Burt Lake because the colors begin to change and it's like living in a completely different area. Spring on Burt Lake is a great time to shut down, do those honey to-do list repairs, and get ready for another summer season. There are a lot fewer people around, and it's a good time to just relax and recharge. Or if you're a snowbird or spend the rest of the year somewhere else, it's a great time to lock up your cottage and get ready for next summer. And last but not least, winter. If you are thinking about living here year-round, you're going to want to have a plan to deal with winter on Burt Lake. It's a time when there's not a lot of people around, but it's still beautiful to watch this lake freeze over and the snow fall during one of our common northern Michigan winter storms. Expect a lot of wind, a lot of cold, and a lot of snow. Another part of living on Burt Lake that a lot of people don't think about until it's too late is just how much maintenance goes into living on the water. Things like dock installation and removal, shoreline erosion management in rare cases, tree trimming to maintain the views, well and septic considerations, of course, heating systems if you plan on being here in the wintertime, and boat storage and winterization. Luckily, there are service providers that can handle every single one of these items for you, for a cost, of course. I often tell people who buy vacation homes in northern Michigan that you need to have your home care team. Who's going to take your dock out and in every year? Who is going to make sure that the grass is cut and the snow is plowed in the wintertime? Who's going to check on your house when you're not here? Luckily, vacation homes are such a big part of northern Michigan that there are plenty of people to do these things for you. And if you're just now discovering Burt Lake, you need to understand that there are different sides of Burt Lake that offer completely different lifestyles, even though they're on the same lake. Starting with the west side of Burt Lake, people who choose to live on the west side are typically people who are interested in being closer to the ski hills, the Pellston Airport, Petoskey, or Harbor Springs for dining and shopping options. That also happens to be, generally speaking, the most expensive part of Burt Lake, because you get to live on Burt Lake and still have that close access to Petoskey and Harbor Springs. And when you start to think about the south side of Burt Lake, that's probably the most convenient place to live in terms of getting in and out. You're still close to Petoskey and Harbor Springs and also close to Indian River, which means you're close to both I-75 and US 31 in terms of getting to and from Burt Lake from your downstate home, whether it's in Grand Rapids, Chicago, or the Detroit area. The North Shore offers a lot more privacy, but it's a little bit further away from things. On the North Shore, you're going to have more wooded lots with privacy and give you that park-like feeling. And one of my favorite things to do when working with a buyer who's interested in Burt Lake is helping them decide exactly what part of the lake they want to be on. So if you're thinking about Burt Lake and you want to have more of a conversation about each area, reach out to me directly. So who is Burt Lake perfect for? In my opinion, it's perfect for both retirees and families that want a second home or a vacation home in northern Michigan. If you're retiring to northern Michigan and want to live on the water and still have access to quality healthcare and a social community, Burt Lake is perfect for you. I've been a member of the Indian River Golf Course for years and years, and there are a ton of people who live on Burt Lake who are also members of that club, and they stay more active than I do. If after watching this video, you'd like to discuss more of what it would look like to either retire on Burt Lake or buy a vacation home on Burt Lake or anywhere else in northern Michigan, reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141, and I'd be happy to be your real estate resource of choice. Catch you on the next video.